What's happening, kitty? It's Fabulous B with Florida Metal Radio. Yeah, tonight we're going to have the Tampa band Blood of Angels, one of our first bands that we've had on the show. Actually went all the way out to Brass Mug, all the way in Tampa, just to see one of their debut shows. But hell yeah, guys. Stay tuned. Got a kick-ass interview. Yeah. So how you been, man?
Good. Busy as hell. Even though I haven't been out there publicly much, but just writing and working.
Nice. So I see you guys have a new single out, Spillage, that came out. What was that? That was October.
Yeah, we just recently put out the lyric video. We've kind of dragged on that a little bit, but
hey, sometimes perfection. It takes a while, man. You can't rush stuff, especially like that.
Oh no, and that's what we're not doing with this album. I mean, we've been hit up to do tours and shows and all this stuff, and it's like, and some of them are really good opportunities,
right?
One was like with Possessed in Europe and Marduk in Japan, and I'm just like, I could do it, but I don't want, not right now. I really want to focus on making this record and getting it right and taking the time. And I'm telling management and everybody, it's like,
Exactly.
They're passive aggressive rushing me. That's what it feels like. It's like, hey man, we're on your schedule, man. Do what you do. When you get this done, man, we can't wait for it. And then, but at the same time, I keep getting emails. Hey, this
so how are you guys?
This store's looking for.
How are you guys progressing on that? No, but on your schedule. I
was like, you wanted to sound like shit, then I could just throw the same thing together that we did last time, but I don't want to do that. So.
Right, exactly. I mean, just go ahead and change up a couple of riffs, put some different lyrics to it, and voila, you got a whole new album.
Yeah. I'll do everything in standard A.
Exactly. Yeah, the hell with that shit. Yeah. So you said that you guys are working with new management. Is that a recent development or?
Fairly recent. As of February, I think that's when we did that deal. Yeah, February. So fairly recent.
Okay. Who'd you guys land as far as your management company?
Distilled Entertainment.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
Sweet. I mean, hopefully they can get you guys, some decent shows and and back you guys up the way you deserve. I remember the last time I saw you guys was in 2020 at the Brass Mug, which still, by the way, I still have that metal guitar pick that you gave me.
Okay.
It's still hanging from my rearview mirror on my car. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Anytime somebody sees it, they're like, "Oh, you're in a band." I was like, "No, that's actually one of the bands that that has been on my show. Here, give them a listen." And then I go ahead and put you guys on Spotify and stuff. So
cool.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, I always got to give love to my guys. Real quick, my audio is not coming through like all muffled or broken up, is it?
It's a little bit muffled.
Okay.
It's not crystal clear.
It's not crystal clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the reason why I
understand you just fine, but
Okay. So now the reason why is because it's like it's a hit or miss with this. I mean, I just did a bunch of recordings before I got on here with you, and it seemed like it was doing just fine. And then I'll go ahead and I'll record this right now, and it'll be like horrible for some reason. Let me go ahead and double check some stuff here real quick.
Okay.
Still the same settings. Thought that it might have reverted the settings back to like default or something, but no. All right. So you guys still have the same lineup with Randy, yourself, Jonathan, and the Maggot on bass?
Yes.
Okay, so there are no lineup changes.
Yes, thankfully.
So what do you guys got in the works? I mean, I know that you said you got this album and stuff, and on your time. I mean, I don't want to rush you or anything, but what are we looking at as far as new material from you guys?
Yeah, it's the title that we kind of got is a blend of four languages. It's Leonce de Thantino, which is basically translates to the fear of death. We're going to be in the studio for the first time on the 13th, May 13th this month,
Okay.
to lay down the first song. We're about halfway through the writing process of it. So we got about five songs about done. You know, of course, another five to go for sure. And yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, we'll just crank it out as things feel good and feel comfortable, you know, writing wise. So the changes that have really changed within the writing process is this album's going to be way more collaborative. Randy is doing a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to the lyrics, as opposed to the last time I pretty much wrote the lyrics. So it's a different take. It's very good take, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Also bringing in you know, a little different sound style in certain places, because Jonathan not only is an awesome drummer, but he also does really composes a goth industrial music. So
Okay.
we're going to be bringing that element in, you know, in certain places and certain songs too, you
Okay.
know, on top of the metal sound. And Maggot's got some pretty cool riffs that we're going to build upon and do some things. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be, it's more collaborative, which means it takes more time. But I think the end result, you know, is something we as a band will be happy with, and we hope the audience is too.
Oh yeah. You know, and I find that, you know, if you continue on with the same formula over and over and over again, people start to usually get tired of that. So it's, I mean, it's an ever changing thing, and it's you know, a lot of people don't understand that in a band, there has to be metamorphosis for there to be success. You know, and I mean, if you got, you know, new metal bands like Korn putting out their first album like 7 times in a row, you're gonna get tired of it.
Yeah,
So, so I
definitely.
mean,
And there are bands
I,
who do that.
right, there are bands that do that, you know,
Yeah.
and it's funny because you hear fans complaining that, oh, I don't like their new style. Well, it's not always about you. I mean, it's about, you know, growing as a band, and it's about growing as musicians, trying different things, you know, and it's, you know, if you want to try something and it doesn't work, then good, you learn from it and you move on, you try something new, you know. And it's that I there's a lot of fans that don't really understand that. So, but I'm looking forward to it, because the last time, like I said, the last time I saw you guys live, I thought you were fantastic already.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that was whenever you guys were opening up for Out of Darkness, I believe, that show at the Brass Mug.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to everything that you guys do, and that you put out and everything. Now I know I just saw that you guys not only have your Facebook page, but you also have a website as well, bloodofangels.net.
Yes. Yep. That's the official website with everything. Merch,
Okay.
bio, all the press quotes and everything. You can click on the links and read the articles for yourself, and yeah, the whole nine yards, everything.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I clicked through it real quick before you and I got on here, because I was looking through the Facebook page to try to see if there was anything new that I may have missed throughout the day, but and then I saw the actual link, but I didn't click through the merch stuff on your website. Now, I mean, do you guys have new merch that's coming out as well, or?
Yeah, we will. We're working with merchbooth.com. It's actually run by some pretty heavy hitters. Not in the music industry so much, but mostly in the comedy. It's actually, I mean, the company's run by the Wayans brothers, and you know, and Kevin Hart's a part of it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's building up into something. So far we got two designs. We've sold pretty decently on it, so we're going to be moving up to their VIP status, where they'll help out with marketing, and we can add more designs to the website and things.
That's fantastic.
But it is linked to the store page on our website too, so you can order directly through our website onto Merch Booth.
Okay. Now, is it like a drop shipping kind of thing,
It is.
or is okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot of bands. I mean, and I myself use drop shippers like crazy because, I mean, it seems to be a little bit more cost effective to do it that way because you don't have a bunch of merchandise that's just laying around, and it's no longer relevant, 3 albums later,
Oh, you're right about that. I mean, also the thing I like about it is that I mean, I really don't have time to be going to the post office, and shipping things out to different places. So this just makes it a lot easier. It's between working and writing the music and doing the business stuff that needs to be done. To add that to my plate is just a little too much. So it's really nice that I can just give them the artwork and they run with it.
Right on. So what's next on the horizon for Blood of Angels? I mean, are you guys wanting to step it up a level, quit your day jobs and do this full time, or is it still kind of like a on the even keel of, keeping your day job, running the family and all that kind of good stuff?
Well, I've already done all that. Basically I just do Uber when we're not on tour.
Okay.
So, to keep the income flowing. Yeah, I mean, I would love for music to be the thing. But just the way this business is, and getting guarantees and getting people that will honestly actually pay you, even though they agree to the guarantees, it's a tough haul. You really gotta save and keep a safety blanket on yourself. To get the opportunity to do some of the big tours, some of the, like with a band like, Possessed or somebody like that, it does require a buy-on, which is, a few $1,000 plus expenses to go along with it. Sometimes you can do a buy-on that'll cover transportation and food, so you don't have to, and everything on the tour, so that's okay.
Right.
But you still need to pay your bills at home. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to say the ride sharing thing has been phenomenal in that sense, that I can just leave and go on tour and come back and do that. Jonathan is moving in that direction itself. Maggot's always been self-employed and independent construction contractor, so he's in and out like that. And Randy's doing the same thing in a pool, basically dealing with pool cages and that stuff.
Okay.
So we do have the freedom to go and come back. To be able to do this 24/7, we're not quite there yet, but maybe after this run and after this go around, we can generate enough interest and a bigger fan base that we can be able to do it like that.
Well, I mean, with accolades like, you guys winning, was it 2015 Best Metal Band? And then was it 2017 that you guys won something also? Uh, yeah, what was the name of those magazines?
2018 was the Independent Music Awards. We won the Best Metal Hardcore Song that
Right.
year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the awards ceremony is not there anymore. And then at the International Music and Entertainment Awards, we did win Metal Band of the Year that same year.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys, definitely have the sound. You guys have the look. You guys pretty much have, the entire package. I think that we've discussed this the last time that you were on the show, that you guys are, well on your way. And I do want to concur with you on the whole ride sharing thing. I do that as a second income. It is phenomenal way to make extra money.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean,
Most
gas
definitely.
prices suck, but hey, you know what?
Well, I mean, by trade, I hold a Class A license, as a CDL driver, and I've driven semis. And I mean, my last employment, I worked for a plumbing supply company, transporting pipe and products and things. And honestly, doing the rideshare thing, I'm actually doing better than I am when I work for a company.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic, man. I was considering leaving my day job to go, get my Class A CDL, and work, local and stuff like that. But, there's so many different companies out there. There's so many different, drawbacks. I mean, my dad, whenever he was driving truck 30 years ago, there wasn't even a remotely half of the regulations that there are today.
No, no, and all that happened after 9/11 mostly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they
just,
penalized it.
yeah, I mean, it's been crazy out there on the roads these days. I mean, especially with, people, just, I don't even think that they're getting their driver's license anymore. They're just getting behind the wheel and running into stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, being in Florida, we we see that a lot. Yeah, people are crazy out there. I mean, people get out there and they think it's NASCAR, and it's not just the sports cars or the muscle cars that are out there on the road. You even see it with guys in like F-150s and F-250 trucks. These big, powerful trucks, and they're hauling them down 85 miles an hour. In a 70, and it's like.
I saw somebody the other day struggling to get up one of the causeways over the going towards the beaches.
Right.
And on the other side, they were coming down and they were able to get enough speed, but it was a little Prius. And I'm like, y'all struggled to get up that hill. And then when you're going down the hill, you're going to go 110 miles an hour. I see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw something on the news a few weeks ago. They talked about like the 5 worst places to drive, and 4 of the top 5 being Florida, Tampa Bay, Orlando being number 3, Tampa being 4, Jacksonville was number 1. The worst place in the country to drive. Miami being number 5, with only Louisville, Kentucky being in that mix. So that just tells you, all our metropolitan areas are just pretty crazy down here when it comes to driving.
Yeah, but
We're worse
something.
than LA. I mean, come on.
Well, and the bad thing about it is like it's not even all of the Floridians either. It's all about all the people that are moving in from other states.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's got different ways of driving in different states, and it does not mesh well here in Florida.
Very true.
All right, going back to the music.
Okay. Give a little Florida life there, yeah.
I mean, we could talk about driving all day long. I mean, we've got that in common, but so once you guys have this new album, are you guys going to go on I guess like a album release tour, or do you guys have anything like that planned for this album, or?
Yeah, I'm thinking probably next year in the summer. I think the album will be, but the way we're progressing, it'll probably be out in May. So I'm thinking we'll probably be hitting the road in June, July. Yeah, wanting to do a US thing, wanting to go back and see our friends in the upper Midwest and playing in that area where we've done some really good shows and met a lot of really good people, and and of course here in the Southeast, so kind of do that as the first run out. And then where we go, I mean, I have plans. Whether they work out or not, it's another story. But after that, I mean, in the fall, I would love to get down to South America and do some touring down there.
Oh yeah. It's funny that you say South America, is because with my show being Florida Metal Radio, I guess it confuses a lot of people thinking that that I'm a radio station. Basically, I'm a talk show, podcast, whatever you want to call us.
Right.
So a lot of people send me their demos and everything, and I get a lot of demos from like Venezuela, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and stuff like that. So it's like I get a lot of people that are interested in coming to play Florida shows, and I mean it's fantastic to hear the different styles of music, just from different regions. I mean, you get more of a salsa vibe from some of the metal out of Brazil than you do out of Chile.
Right.
I mean, Chile is more like hardcore grinding and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, okay. But yeah, dude, I mean, that would be fantastic for you guys to, do like a South America tour. That would be, right up you guys' alley, especially hooking up with some of those bands down there.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before in the past in my old band, and it turned out to be an incredible experience. I mean, it was the 6 weeks that we did with Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, and yeah, I mean, it's the audience down there looks more towards the European scene than the American scene.
Right.
I was seeing that a lot. You can see, I mean, when it's some of the bands that were playing before us, you could hear like, oh yeah, this is Mayhem and Burzum and Immortal and
Oh yeah.
like a lot of the like that the Norwegian black metal bands. You'd run into some of the power metal guys, and they're doing their own Hammerfall, Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing down there too. But yeah, you didn't really hear a lot of like anything of like American influence so much, except for maybe Slayer. I mean, they really follow a lot of the European bands. But
Right.
yeah, but the audiences are just great. They really are. I saw an interview one time years ago when they used to have that metal show when they had members of the cult on there, and they asked them, it's like, where's your favorite place to play? And they said South America. Anywhere in particular? Everywhere. And I concur.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's always good.
Well, I mean, they're constantly hungry for something, like that. Because I mean, yeah, I mean, granted, I mean they've got bands and stuff that are like that, but from what I've talked to, some of the ones that have sent in submissions and everything, that's few and far between that they actually get some of their own homegrown bands that are in there. They get a lot of, like you said, a lot of European stuff that comes through there, but every once in a while they'll have a new one that pops up. Um, I mean, at least that's what I've been hearing from some of the guys in Chile and Argentina and stuff. So,
Mhm.
as far as Brazil and everything, I'm pretty sure that that's a huge country and they've got a bunch of bands in there. But no, dude, it doing the South America tour. I've talked to bands that are in Australia, Germany. There's a couple of them from Russia. One or two from Japan. It's outstanding how much metal is making its rounds around the world. It feels great. It's almost on the same level. Well, I'm not going to say it's on the same level as pop, but I mean it's making its progress.
Well, to a degree, I think it's actually even like bigger than pop because I mean, every country and every culture has basically their own version of pop music that really, I mean, doesn't get out in a big way to the rest of the world. Even our own pop artists. I mean, maybe they'll go do the UK and a little bit of France or something, but they don't really get out there in a big global way as say like metal bands. I mean, I don't know for certain, but I've never really heard of like Taylor Swift doing Indonesia, but Dying Feet.
True. You got a point. You
Yeah,
definitely have a point.
I mean, it really is so huge. But there's also so many people that don't even know it exists.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, so you're saying that possible tour July of 2024. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I'm thinking right now. Right now, at this point in our progress.
All right. So this last album that you had, this the video that you just released for your most recent single that you came out in October. So tell us a little bit about this past album that you guys had. What was some of the inspiration for that album?
You mean the last single that we did,
Yeah, yeah.
Spillage? Okay. It's kind of a cool story a little bit. Kimmy Rudolph, who runs the Metal Deli podcast out of Chicago, she was playing our music as part of the show. Really cool lady, and she came up with an idea. Apparently, in Chicago, there is a band called Spillage that wrote a song called Blood of Angels. So she thought it would be a really cool thing that we, as Blood of Angels, would write a song called Spillage. So
Nice.
I listened to that band song, and it's very good. But it's got like this power, this Iron Maiden power balladish, power metal balladish kind of vibe to it, with a lot of melody, and the vocals is really clean and everything. And it's a nice big arena kind of song, about 5,
Okay.
6.5 minute epic, So I was like, okay, I want to do, for when we do our song Spillage, let's do a whole 360 of that. Make it heavy, in your face, screaming vocals, just short, nothing really long, just basically like a whole 180 of that.
Okay.
And so yeah, this is where it came up. Basically, it's this, all the lyrics are about death and decay. Randy wrote the lyrics. Actually, where he was inspired from it is him and Jonathan were doing some yard work out in Jonathan's backyard, and they came across a dead bird decomposing. So that's basically what the song is about, is like decomposing and dying. So,
Right.
kind of a horror theme, and yeah, we just ran with it, and that song was
Nice.
cool. Yeah. So hopefully, we might be going to Chicago up there this summer. It was one of the things they were talking about, bringing us up there and doing a show with Spillage in Chicago.
That would be epic. I mean, just for them to do the song Blood of Angels, and then you do your song Spillage, that would be just like
Yeah.
yeah, just a tip of the hat to each other. I mean, it would be freaking
Right.
awesome.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, and that was the your most recent single. Now, did you guys have an album previous to that, or?
Yeah, we released an album in 2020. Actually, well, since we're moving record companies, it's out of distribution at the moment. It's called The Failure of Faith. Right now, we're getting it. It should be almost done, getting it remixed and remastered, and
Okay.
we'll be putting it out under our own distribution. Hopefully it'll be out by the end of next month, because when you do anything with Spotify, it takes about 6 to 7 weeks to put it back up there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that album was just going after organized religion, mainly the three monotheistic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Right.
And yeah, and basically going after the fact that they're all a bunch of shit, and they've really done a horrible job leading humanity down an individualistic, tribalistic path, when we never needed to go this way in the first place.
Thank you for saying that.
I'll say it all day, every day. Trust me,
dude,
I love the hate. Anytime I post anything like that, I love the hate I get from Facebook. It's wonderful.
Oh my gosh, man. It's like I'm on TikTok and I say the same crap on there, and it's just like the comment section just like ignites, and I'm like,
yeah,
thank you for all of the attention to this. You're actually fooling the algorithm in my favor, so thank you for all the views.
Well, what I find funny in social media is when I talk about like good things that are happening with a band, or my wife and I were on a trip somewhere and posting photos. It's like, yeah, we're in Hawaii, and crickets, except for some of the close fans. I post something that's basically an atheistic take on things, and all of a sudden I get anger.
You need Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, all of a sudden people are fighting with each other in the comments. But then when that happens, this is where it's the negativity gets reinforced in social media, because I've gotten to the point where I have a pro count on Facebook. So like anytime I do anything, like I post anything inflammatory, even though it is my view and it is how I look at things, and the comments come in and everything, and it gets shared and it goes crazy, I get a check from Facebook from it, because I'm getting the attention.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's getting rewarded for saying inflammatory things through money from these social media companies. It's like, keep doing that, even though it's not a good thing to keep doing for the grand scheme of things, but enforces negative behavior, because the person instigating the negative behavior gets money for it.
Yep.
That's the problem at the end of the day, I feel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
for being bad.
Right, exactly. You and I had this almost this identical discussion whenever y'all came out with that album in 2020, whenever we were first introduced to each other.
Right.
So now, I mean, I've always had the same outlook is that those three main Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, um, they especially today, are trying to get their hands in government and stuff. And I that's something else that's just it blows my mind how many people think that that's okay. We're not supposed to be that way. We're not supposed to let organized religion revolve around anything to do with government.
Yeah,
It
Article 1. And it's funny
right.
seeing the religious people stand up there and say, it never says separation of church and state in the Constitution. The only time religion is ever mentioned in the Constitution twice is the separation of church and state and the freedom of it. And then
Exactly.
other than that, it's not mentioned anywhere else. I mean, that was the idealism of America when we formed as a country.
I
That
mean,
religion's going to stay out of government, and you can choose whatever religion you want or not to have one, and that's okay.
well, not only that, man. Before the Constitution was even written, we had the Treaty of Tripoli stating
Mm-hmm.
that we would be allowed to export and import with Tripoli under the guise that we were not going to be a Christian nation
Yeah,
because they were not. So
yeah,
we said that no, we are not going to be a Christian nation, and the Treaty of Tripoli actually preludes the Constitution, and that's where I keep pointing that to everybody, and they're like, "Oh no, well that's not the way that it is." Oh, of course it is, man. I mean, you want to twist and turn every national piece of paper to suit your narrative, whatever. But I mean, that's just not the way that it was supposed to have been.
yeah. The other video I love is funny with some of these people, like during the census, and they showed a video of a census worker, and the person standing behind the door. It's like, oh, this is unconstitutional. See if I remember correctly. Article 3 talks about the census, or Article 2, but it's very much constitutional that a census is being taken every year, decade of a
Yeah,
country. It's been there, It's like, I mean, look, a lot of these people look at the Constitution the same way as they look at the Bible. They take the
yeah,
parts they like that agree with their narrative, and they discard the next part that, and the next several parts that would disagree with their narrative. And
exactly.
that's how it is.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to your re-release of that album. I'm looking forward to the release of the new album. I mean, on your own time. I mean, no rush.
That's going to be the running gag of the show, isn't
Yep,
it?
that's gonna be, it'll be funny because I'm gonna title this show, watch it on your own time. No rush. So
Awesome, awesome.
now, I mean, I will definitely keep my ear to the ground for whenever you guys start playing again. I mean, you guys don't play like any pop-up shows here or there, do you? I mean,
I mean, not really, not at the moment. I'll say I'd probably October 27th. We're going to do a Halloween gig at the Brass Mug. That's the only thing that's coming up so far
okay,
at this. Yeah, it's just really right now. It's just about the album and saving money as much as we can, because if we want to tour the way we want to tour and get out there the way we want to get out there and market the way we do it, it's going to cost money, and and no one out there is going to do it for us. So we gotta
it's true.
grind hard, for the next year and a half or so, and be prepared to make it all happen. But
Right
yeah,
on.
we want to come out after this album in a big way,
Oh
and the
yeah,
doors are open. It just costs money, and that's just the way the way the world goes. I wish it didn't, but it does. To do a good
Hey,
festival, you got to pay $3,000 to do it. We're not,
exactly.
not up there yet.
So, in a grand scheme of things, who is some of the larger bands that you guys would like to tour with?
Some of the emails I've gotten, one Marduk in Japan as a potential offer. We're not doing it. I'll emphasize that, but I mean
Right.
it was something that came in. We had another email of Possessed to do for Europe that was going to be this July again. going to emphasize again, we're not doing it,
Right.
but it was an email and a possible offer that has come in. So and that's through our awesome management, Distilled Entertainment. So if those things continue when we are ready to do so, we hope we were able to capitalize and be part of those opportunities.
And who knows? I mean, by the time that you guys have this new album out, and more bands have the opportunity to hear what you guys put out. I mean, you might have even more options than that whenever your new sound comes out, your new album. People will get to hear exactly what makes up Blood of Angels. So dude, I wish you guys nothing but success. Like I said, I still have your necklace hanging up in my car.
That's cool.
My 11-year-old listens to you guys. He is a huge local metal fan. So many different bands around the state of Florida that he'll sit in his bedroom, play Fortnite, and listen to nothing but all the bands that have been on my show. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, well, we do have an incredible scene. I mean, Florida has a great history for metal. I know it'll continue to do so as the generations change, because I mean, I've seen some young bands, hit these stages that are 21, 22, and they got a lot of talent. If they can get past have the ability to compromise with each other, around, I think a lot of them can really be something. But it's a phenomenal place to be for this genre of music.
Yeah, like I said, man, I mean, he's 11 years old and he reps all of the merchandise that sent to him. He's the only kid in 6th grade that goes to school with local metal beanies, local metal shirts. He's the only kid that has got long hair in his class. Just what? I don't care what anybody thinks. Y'all can have your baby shark stuff, and I'm gonna come in here with a Blood of Angels necklace.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah, dude.
That is cool. Good for him. That's awesome. Being an individual.
I don't know if you've ever. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you guys have heard who Mind Virus is, right?
Yeah. We've done some shows of Mind Virus. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that is probably one of his most favorite bands, because Mind Virus did a show over here. And I sent him over to their merch desk to ask, to buy a beanie, because he wears those beanies all the time. And they didn't have any more beanies. They were sold out. So, he was kind of disappointed, and he walked away, and he came over to me, and lead singer came over, and he goes, and he looked at my son, he goes, "If you promise to take care of this," he goes, "I'm going to give this to you." And he took the beanie off of his head and he put it on my son's head. And for like 6 months straight, he did not take that beanie off. I had to remind him. I was like, "You have to take that off to get in the shower."
Yeah. You got to do that. That's a great story. That's awesome. I was like,
"It's gonna stink." So I had Mind Virus on the show, and he begged me to be able to interview them. So I was like, okay. I was like, you have to, you got a week. You have to come up with some questions, about maybe one of the songs, the inspiration for the album, whatever. I was like, but you can do this. So he was actually on that show with Mind Virus doing the interview. And then there was a local show that they played again, and they asked if they could do a shout out to him because I showed up live. They're like, "Can we do a shout out to Oliver?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So we did this video where we said, "Oliver, we wish you were here. You're our biggest fan," and all this kind of stuff. Freaking amazing, and I try to get him to meet so many new bands. So whenever you guys play, once again, on your own time, no big rush, I want to bring him to one of your shows.
Okay, great.
So He'll probably be in the mosh pit, probably running stuff. I mean, he's a little guy, but he'll go in there and throw elbows with the rest of them. Um,
That's cool.
but
I
yeah,
wasn't much different at that age, honestly.
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, at 11 years old, I can remember exactly where I was. I had just found the Motley Crue Theater of Pain album.
Oh, okay.
That's how old I am. So, so I had just stumbled upon that, and on top of Home Sweet Home, it was Smoking in the Boys' Room, and God, there was a couple other songs on that album that just like floored me. But anyways, I digress. Let's get back into your music. So this is an interview about you guys and not Motley Crue and my days of old. So, but anyways, um, yeah, man, I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground for whenever you guys play your next show. Like you said, if you're gonna be playing on October 27th at the Brass Mug
Yeah, Nebraska Mug in
Halloween
Tampa.
show.
Yeah,
Okay.
do a good Halloween show.
All right, maybe I'll go ahead and I'll pack up my son and we'll come over for that show because I mean,
Cool.
yeah, you guys are going to be in the studio and stuff, working on stuff on your own time. I mean, no rush.
Yeah.
But
Well, we just want to get it right, you know. I mean,
oh, absolutely, absolutely, man. I mean, you guys. I mean, the first album was great. I can only imagine what's in store for this one. I mean, especially with some of the stuff that you've described. It's it sounds like it's going to be one hell of a banger, dude.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're excited for the direction, you know, and so yeah, it's gonna. I mean, we got a little more progressive elements than last time, you know. But I mean, it's still going to be heavy. It's still going to be, you know, metal. It, you know, it just added things to it.
Right on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So thank you for taking your time out, out today and, talking with me. And like I know, like I said, it was a lot of confusion about what day it was supposed to be. And for that, I'm sorry I didn't, reiterate that at the beginning, but
it's all good.
Yeah, just once again, thank you for your time and I will be talking to you guys soon.
Yeah, definitely. And good seeing you, Brad, as always.
Absolutely, my friend. Aaron, it's always been a pleasure, and I will talk to you soon.
All right. You got it.
All right, brother.
Have Peace. A good one.